Greetings and bienvenue, midnight crew. Thank you for returning to this broadcast, and welcome to new viewers joining us for the first time. If you like a video, then feel free to subscribe.
When I was around 13 or 14 years old, my mom got engaged to a guy. We lived in the city for a while before they bought a plot of land in a village about 20 kilometers away from the city. The plot of land had a small one-room house, a barn, garage thing, and a smaller house that was used as storage. We lived in the one-room house while they tore down the barn, garage to build a bigger house. Behind the small one-room house was a path that went through the forest to the sea. About 300 meters into the forest on the path, there's a square plot that is outlined with a large iron chain link fence, which I learned as a cholera pit from the 1800s. Our plot of land had the forest behind the small house and fields behind the barn. Move into a small one-room house. Excited because the plot of land is pretty big and there's a forest right next to it. Fuck yeah, gonna build some secret bases and shit. Some time passes. Have a constant feeling of unease during evenings, nights while we live in the small house. Don't dare to look out of windows for some reason. I feel like I'll be scared if I do. This goes on for pretty much the whole time while we build the house that we're going to live in. Late fall, before it had started snowing. One evening before we had finished tearing down the barn, garage. Sitting outside on the porch. Can't remember what I was doing. Start hearing the sound of gravel crunching, like someone walking. Think sound is coming from the storage shack. Listen for a bit before calling out. Hey, anyone there? No answer. Gravel crunching sound keeps moving towards the barn. Just stops when it sounds like it's reached the barn. Get freaked out and go inside. We kept one of our cars in the barn, garage during the winter. Never really liked going in there because it was old and dusty. There's one lamp in the garage part of the building. Sitting on the porch again, chilling after a long day of playing with friends or some shit. Notice the garage lamp turns on. Garage lamp turns off. Then it turns on again. Keeps turning on and off for what feels like a minute. Get freaked out and go inside.
Hey Anon, did you go into the garage yesterday? The lamp was on.
No.
Well, remember to turn it off if you go in there.
We tear down the barn, garage to start building the house. Nothing really happens during this period of time, except for the general feeling of unease. And we got a dog. Was nearing the end of summer when we finished building the house. Move into the house. Shit is so cash because I finally get my own room after having lived with both parents in the same room for about a year. Room even has a door to the big-ass porch we built. The place where we lived was pretty close to the sea, so from spring to fall, we would have thick fog during evenings when the air got colder. One evening, the fog was really thick. Making a sandwich in the kitchen, looking out at the foggy fields. Think I spot something standing in the field. It's probably just a bush or small tree I haven't noticed before. I think to myself. It starts moving slowly across the field. More figures appear and start moving with it. Stand in the kitchen, staring at the moving figures for what feels like 5 minutes. The figures move across the field before they vanish one by one. Freak the fuck out and go hide in my room. Walking the dog one day. Usually go for walks with the dog around the village. This time I decided to go for a walk through the forest. Maybe find some cool spots for secret bases. Take the path behind the small house into the forest. Dog is sniffing around, pissing on things. Walk past the plot with the iron chain link fence. Dog freezes up just as we're halfway past the plot. Stares into the plot and doesn't want to budge. Have to pull hard to get him to come with me. Dog goes back to normal as soon as we pass the plot. Follow the path all the way to the sea and then go back. Dog freezes up again at the plot on our way back. The path to the sea is about 1 to 1.5 kilometers until you reach the sea. There's an abandoned house about 200 meters from the sea that is just by the path. Really run down and look like it's about to fall down any day. Mom tells me to not go in there because it's probably dangerous. One day when I'm walking our dog, I walked past the abandoned rundown house. Think I see someone standing in the window. Dog freaks the fuck out. Freak out and run back home. There's a community building in the village that people can rent out for birthdays and parties, etc. Building is really old, probably from the early 1900s to 1910s. One of my friends has a birthday party there. 2 parents are there as guardians, watching us so we don't break shit. It's gonna be a sleepover. Kids being kids, we're loud as fuck and just being rowdy. We're watching a movie on the projector in the evening. Have to take a piss really hard because I've been drinking soda. Go find a bathroom. Run into an old lady on the way to the bathroom.
Will you kids be quieter soon?
She asks. Don't think about it too much and just say yeah. Go do my business in the bathroom. Get back to the room where we're watching the movie. Ask one of the adults who the old lady is.
What old lady? It's just us 2 adults here.
Get mildly freaked out but return to watching the movie. One particularly foggy evening, sitting in my room playing games on my PlayStation that I just got. Thirsty, stand up to get some water from the kitchen. Look out of the window in my room towards the forest. From behind the small house, a figure emerges, walking on the path towards the cholera pit. Another one appears from behind the house. And another one, count to what I think was about 10 or 12 figures. They slowly trundle along the path towards the cholera pit. As soon as they reach the edge of the forest, they start fading away. Fuck that, I think to myself and pull down the blinds on my windows. Quickly run to the kitchen and get water before running back to my room. Stepdad had put up a motion-activated light because it's dark during the winters. He's working abroad 2 months at a time before coming home for 2 to 3 weeks. Snow has started falling already. Light activates all the time even though there's nobody outside. Chilling in our computer room, playing Ragnarok online with my friend while we chat on Skype. Mom hasn't come home from work yet. Light turns on outside. Look out the window to see if Mom came home. Nobody. Turn back to the computer and continue playing. Light turns on again after a while. Look outside again. Nothing again. Think nothing of it and turn back to computer. Light turns on a 3rd time. Don't bother looking out the window again. Suddenly, hear a loud banging on the window.
What the fuck was that?
Friend asks me on Skype. Look out the window and see nobody. Freak out slightly, get up and pull the blinds down. Probably someone pranking me. I laugh nervously. Mom comes home and tells me to get off the computer and go to bed. Wake up next morning. Look at the snow below the computer room window when I'm leaving for school. No footsteps anywhere close to the window. Feel creeped out. Dog feels restless if he isn't in a room with a human. Follow us around all the time. Mostly my mom. One evening when I'm home alone with our dog. Chilling in the computer room again, playing vidya. Dog gets up to go drink some water. Starts barking while he's in the kitchen. Yell at him to shut up. Continues barking. I get up and walk into the kitchen. Dog is standing in the middle of the kitchen, staring at the window while barking. See nothing in the window. Grab dog by the collar and pull on him so he comes with me. Whines and puts his tail between his legs before following me back into the computer room. Dog is restless and whines while walking around the computer room. Mom comes home like 10 minutes after. Dog calms down and follows mom around for the rest of the night. Have recurring nightmares where there's people staring in through our windows. Or where something is going to see me if I don't hide from the windows. Playing on my PlayStation one evening. Think it was Crash Bandicoot or some other platformer. TV turns to static. That's weird. I think. Stand up to go and turn it off because I broke the remote. Volume on TV goes way up suddenly, static is loud as fuck. Turn off the TV and turn it back on. It's back to normal like nothing happened. There's probably more shit that happened but I can't remember it right now. My mom broke up with my stepdad and we moved out after living in the house for like 2 years. Talked to my mom recently about why we moved out so soon after building the house. She says that she felt creeped out constantly while living there. Ask her if she knows if stepdad felt the same. She says that he hadn't really noticed anything off about the place. Says that it was one of the reasons they broke up.
I hope that you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. If you enjoyed tonight's story, then please subscribe to the channel as more Greentext will appear daily. A new broadcast will appear when the clock strikes midnight Central Time.